Are you looking for the best fitness trackers and watches? In this video we will look at some of the 10 best watches on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Fitbit Charge 6. Even as Fitbit has faced stiff competition from other manufacturers, most notably, the Apple Watch, its trackers have always won me over. They hit a very specific sweet spot between attractiveness, affordability, accessibility, and ease of use. They're perfect for everyone who isn't an ultramarathoner or a semi-pro powerlifter trying to hit a PR. The Charge 6 7/10 wired recommends now has many integrations from Google, Fitbit's new parent company. The redesigned app looks much more modern and is much better organized. You can now get directions from Google Maps, pay with Google Wallet, and control your music with a YouTube Music Premium subscription. You can also check your skin temperature and your 24/7 heart rate readings, take ECGs, and track your activities and sleep schedule in the newly Google-fied app. The battery charge lasted well over a week, and the physical button is back, baby. Finally, this all comes in a package that costs $160. In July 2024, the company also unrolled several updates. Improvements to the algorithm now mean that the heart rate tracking is more accurate. It can also auto-detect more sports, like the elliptical and spinning, and the GPS accuracy has improved. Many of its best features are still locked behind its $10 per month Fitbit Premium subscription. But if all you want is a basic fitness tracker that won't break the bank, the Charge only costs $160. Check out our guide to the best Fitbits for more options. At number 2. Google Pixel Watch 3. The Google Pixel Watch 3, 8 out of 10, wired recommends, is the best watch with Wear OS and the best looking smartwatch, period. It comes in 2 sizes, and wired reviewer Julian Chakatu and I both strongly recommend that you stick with the larger 45mm model for better battery life. The focus of the latest edition of the Pixel Watch was running, with AI-generated running plans and a new feature called Cardio Load that can track if you're over or under training. As a longtime runner, my experience was mixed, but Julian liked Fitbit's basic, low-intensity plans. Google owns Fitbit. The other latest health feature, loss of pulse detection, isn't yet available in the US. With that said, the Fitbit integration is perfect. The heart rate monitor and other health capabilities are accurate, and it has electrocardiogram readings, sleep tracking, heart rate readings, blood oxygen measurements, and stress measurements. After several years and a shaky start, the Pixel Watch 3 is finally becoming the Apple of the Android universe. At number 3. Samsung Galaxy Watch 7. The Galaxy Watch 7 is the latest iteration in Samsung's smartwatch lineup. The current model infuses some artificial intelligence algorithms to improve your health tracking data, like the energy score and updated sleep tracking capabilities. The sleep tracking offers a lot of information, but wired reviewer Julian Chakata did notice a few times that it had stopped tracking mid-sleep. You also get FDA-cleared sleep apnea detection, though this isn't a feature you'll turn on all the time. It takes 2 nights to track, and afterward, you'll get a note saying whether or not you show symptoms. As always, some features, like sleep apnea, the electrocardiogram, and irregular heart rhythm notifications, are only available when paired with a Samsung phone, although otherwise it works well with any Android phone. Julian found the battery life frustrating compared to older models. With the always-on display, he struggled to hit a full 24 hours with 2 tracked activities and sleep tracking overnight. Otherwise, if you keep a charger handy, the Watch 7 is a nice update to the Galaxy Watch lineup. At number 4. Garmin Forerunner 165. The best running watch will probably always be a Garmin Forerunner. The line is one of Garmin's oldest and goes all the way from the bare-bones Forerunner 55, $200, to the spendy Forerunner 965, $600. They all have different graduated specs and features. For example, the less expensive ones have cheaper displays and no blood oxygen sensors. However, all have access to multiple satellite systems for accurate positioning, as well as access to Garmin's proprietary training algorithms. Garmin's suggested workouts are flexible. The Forerunners also age pretty well, which means you're getting a bargain if you can find the previous year's watch on sale. See the Forerunner 255. However, I think the Forerunner 165 8/10 wired recommends is a good compromise for most people. It's on the more affordable end of the spectrum, but it has everything you need, including a bright AMOLED display, an altimeter for more accurate mileage, and a blood oxygen sensor. I found the sleep and workout tracking to be pretty accurate, the battery life is decent, and I really like Garmin's morning report, which wakes you up with a summary of last night's stats, how well you slept, the weather, and how ready you are to take on the day. The music version costs an extra $50 and may be more trouble than it's worth, but other than that it's a pretty solid option for even more advanced runners. At number 5. Garmin Fenix 8 AMOLED. Garmin has combined features from its previous Epix and Fenix lines back into the Fenix 8 AMOLED. You get the updated, hugely bright AMOLED screen of the Epix with the much longer battery life of the Fenix, longer than 2 weeks for the 47mm model, in my testing. It also comes in the Fenix E version, $800, which is cheaper and has the less bright MIPS display. This is why you buy a Garmin Outdoors watch, so you can figure out where you are and find your way home. Now there's also dynamic routing, which lets you enter how far you want to go into the watch and then it will route you home on time. This is the best outdoor sports watch that money can buy. It's compatible with both Android phones and iPhones, and the screen is ridiculously bright, not that it gets super sunny in Oregon in the winter, but it's noticeably brighter outdoors than other Garmin displays. You get everything you need for almost every sport, most notably Garmin's proprietary off-grid maps, which includes Skyview for ski resort maps, and golf course maps. There's leak-proof buttons for scuba and a microphone and speaker for voice commands when you're off-grid. There's a built-in flashlight. No more relying on a phone flashlight with 17% battery when you're out hiking later than you expected. At number 6. Fitbit Ace LTE. The Fitbit Ace LTE, 8 out of 10, wired recommends, is the first fitness tracker that I've gotten my kids to wear consistently. They used to wear Apple Watches, but found it difficult to keep them charged. The Ace is a combination fitness tracker, gaming device, and location tracker that has been incredibly useful and fun for both me and my children as they've moved from camp to lesson to pool to neighbor's house this summer. It has the full suite of Fitbit's health sensors, so it can track my kids' step count and make sure they're not spending too much time in front of the TV. The $10 per monthly subscription pays for both LTE connectivity, so you don't have to add a line to your cell phone plan, as well as Fitbit Arcade, which has a plethora of fun, time-limited, movement-based games that incentivize my children to keep their watches on. They can call and text me, sometimes too often, and other approved contacts through the Fitbit Ace app, and I can also see their location via Google Find My to make sure they made it back home from a field trip. This has made our summer so much easier. At number 7. Garmin Lily 2 Active. I have nothing against huge, chunky sport watches, the bigger the better, I always say. However, if you have a tiny wrist, I suggest the Lily 2 Active. It packs a remarkable number of sensors into a watch that is smaller than my children's smartwatches. The case is 38mm, compared to the Fitbit Ace's 41mm. Despite its unobtrusive looks, it's still a fully functional fitness tracker. You can operate the watch either through 2 buttons on the side or the unobtrusive LCD touchscreen display, which I found to be responsive to my touch. It has built-in GPS which track my runs accurately and all the Garmin bells and whistles, which includes Garmin's proprietary body battery energy monitoring measurement and the morning report, which hits you with all your stats when you wake up in the morning. There's also the standard sleep tracking, blood oxygen tracking, and incident tracking if you get hurt while you're outside. There are fewer activity profiles, but it still hits the major ones: running, skiing, pickleball, if not surfing or climbing. Like the Fenix 8, it is slightly less sensitive than the Oura Ring when it comes to tracking sleep. That's why the Oura Ring is our best sleep tracker, after all, but this is a good option if you're tired of pulling your blazer sleeves over your giant sports watch. At number 8. Oura Ring 4. Last year, Oura introduced a ton of updates to the Oura Ring 4 that make it more appealing to the women who now make up the majority of its customers. 9 out of 10, Wired recommends. In addition to new colors and a wider range of sizes, the sensors are now recessed inside the body of the ring to make it thinner and lighter. The sensors are now also placed asymmetrically and combined with a new smart sensing algorithm that works with the sensors to continuously adapt to taking the best measurement at any given time, no matter what's going on with your hands. No, don't tell me. While the Fenix 8 is one of the best fitness trackers on the market, the Oura Ring caught a night of insomnia and several more hikes per day. The battery life is also extended from the last Oura Ring, and the app has also been updated to make it easier to navigate, with new features like Timeline, which lets you add tags throughout your day. The experimental Oura Labs feature lets them continuously test new features, like Meals, which lets you update pictures of your meals for AI analysis, and Symptom Radar, which tracks metrics like resting heart rate and temperature trends, to let you know if you've started exhibiting cold or flu-like symptoms. Of course, the best features are still paywalled behind the $6 per month Oura membership. Non-paying members are stuck with the 3 simple sleep, readiness, and activity scores, as well as the Explore content, which includes meditation videos and advice clips that I have mostly found pretty useless. At number 9. Ultrahuman Ring Air. As my colleague Simon Hill points out, smart rings have grown enormously in popularity since the Oura debuted in 2015. If you want a simple, understated smart ring and don't want to get another subscription charge per month, the Ultrahuman Ring Air, 7 out of 10, Wired recommends, is a great place to start. This lightweight, unobtrusive ring has an infrared photoplethysmography (PPG) sensor, a non-contact medical-grade skin temperature sensor, a 6-axis motion sensor, and colored LEDs for heart rate monitoring and blood oxygen saturation. It also has IPX8 water resistance, so it's fine to wear in the shower or pool, and the battery life lasts for about 4 days. Hill notes that the sleep tracking is excellent, but the workout tracking leaves something to be desired. At number 10. Whoop 4.0. The biggest problem with any fitness wearable of any kind is how often they get in the way of working on your fitness. You can't wear the Oura Ring while rock climbing, for example. That's why the cult fitness tracker company Whoop introduced a line of smart clothes. With a Whoop in your bra, you can track runs with your Garmin. Whoop is best suited for athletes who can independently interpret its somewhat arcane metrics. Daily strain measures only cardiovascular load, so a day where I walk 3 miles to and fro is supposedly a harder day than when I lifted weights for an hour. The Whoop 4.0 is also smaller than previous models, with a new battery, but I did experience charging issues with the new version. You have to keep the app running at all times lest it constantly warn you that it can't update right this second. The company recently debuted an AI coach that I found considerably less than helpful. I know why I'm not getting enough sleep, but my work and kids aren't going away anytime soon. Finally, at $30, the monthly subscription is the most expensive one here. The line of proprietary clothing does not have extended sizing, and there hasn't been a significant overhaul of either the hardware or software in quite some time.